talk a little Isaiah Simmons, man. I was looking earlier today, and he's had kind of he's had a good camp. It's been kind of quiet, but it's good. Everything you read on him, you don't read anything where it's like, I don't know if it's going to fit, blah, blah, blah. But I put together this. I asked AI, I'm like, hey, give me a rundown of Isaiah Simmons. Like, what's going on with Isaiah Simmons in training camp, right? And I'll just kind of hit you guys with the bullet points here. Strong start in training camp. Isaiah Simmons, free agent addition to the Green Bay Packers, has been noticeable during the first 2 days of training camp at Nitschke Field, showcasing his athleticism as a linebacker. He's making the transition to linebacker solely, right? Previously playing safety and hybrid roles for the Cardinals and the Giants, Simmons is now focused on playing linebacker, specifically the strong side position in Jeff Hafley's base defense. So when you're in a 4-3, put him at the Sam, that means he's lined up over the tight end. We know what happens in the NFL. These Ys, even when they're attached, and think about the NFC North. Who's the Lions tight end? Sam Laporta, right? In Minnesota, is it Hawkinson? Am I thinking right, guys? Hawkinson's the tight end out there, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
With the Bears, it's Cole Kmet. I mean, those are three solid tight ends. So the thought of playing him at Sam, I really, really like, because he's going to be lining up over the tight end. And when you're in those man coverage spots or you're playing some kind of match look, he's going to be covering that Y out of the Sam. I really like that approach. I love that gold chain, too, by the way. Look like Jacob at the club, my man. There. So, and the ink, I will say this, his ink is sick, dude. All the way down the left side, sleeved out on the leg. Kind of looks like the dude from House of Corpses right there, but I can't tell.
That's dangerous.
What is?
That tattoo, man. It's scary.
Sorry, Jacob. Jeez, okay. All right, moving along. Impressive plays. On the first day, Simmons disrupted a pitch and a screen pass to running back Josh Jacobs. On the second day, he tipped the pass from Malik Willis, leading to an interception by Carrington Valentine. So he got his hand on the ball. Carrington picked off. His athletic background, he was drafted 8th overall in 2020 by the Cardinals. Simmons is 6'4", 238 pounds athlete with a 4.3 940 and a 39-inch vertical, but his versatility is sometimes hindered specialization. So a 9.97 RAS is what he had. That's just – I'm telling you, man, if he hits here in Green Bay, this linebacking room is going to – imagine if that's your starting three. Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker in the nickel 4-2-5, right, kind of mixing and matching, Mike and Will there, however you see fit based off the weekly matchup with your upcoming opponent. And then when you go to the 4-3 base, putting Simmons – and now, again, he doesn't have to worry about playing a hybrid role. You're just playing Sam backer now, Emilio. That's exciting to me, man.
Yeah. I think it was either Mike or Wes on their pod. They were talking about how it's been 3 years since he's actually played or been going into the linebacker room or whatever you would consider it, the linebacker room for defensive meetings and things like that. The past 3 years he's been playing as a safety and with the Giants. So he's excited to be back actually in the linebacker room. Matt was kind of talking about how he'd be that star sort of nickel role. But that's a fast nickel. That's a big nickel. I think you could also, because you want to in nickel, you're going to want to keep Quay and Cooper on, right? So at some point you would maybe want to rotate in the nickel, or maybe you rotate out a linebacker to get a breather. But whoever's got that green dot's probably not coming off the field. So you would think that if you're doing that, you're rotating out Coop would be the only thing. But I also hear them talking about how fast he's going to be with his pads even on. So that for him showing up now, I'm excited to see what happens once I get the pads on.
And Jacob, I don't know why, man, but I thought he was thinner than this. This was his RAS here. I don't know what year this RAS was gathered, but he's basically the same size as Cooper, right? 240 pounds is what he's sitting. I mean, he's sitting at 238 according to the RAS. I don't know if this is just the draft RAS.
Would have been 2020.
Or an updated one. Yeah, so this dude – he's built like Quay and Edgerrin Cooper. He really is.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't understand, I guess, what Arizona and New York was doing, trying to put him in that weird kind of safety role. To me, this is kind of just an athletic freak, and for them to kind of limit his position, if what Emilio said was true, is that he hasn't even seen the linebacker room in most of his NFL career. That, to me, says that's untapped potential. I think that Hafley is going to absolutely crack into this guy, and who knows what could explode out of that. Could be an absolute monster. If you said that we had a three-headed beast between Quay, Cooper, and this dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say simplified role. The Packers are focusing Simmons on off-ball linebacker duties, allowing him to master one position rather than juggling multiple roles, which he finds beneficial. He mentioned that one of the first things he talked about. Teammate praise. Running back Josh Jacobs called Simmons a unicorn for his speed and anticipates his physicality in pads. He's already thinking about Sunday, boys. Josh Jacobs going, damn. We put these pads on, Isaiah Simmons is going to be after me, right? Safety Xavier McKinney, obviously All-Pro last year, right? A former teammate praised Simmons' size, length, and ability to cover and tackle. I didn't even realize that. They were teammates in New York, right? So these guys already have a little bit of rapport. And if he was playing a hybrid role, Emilio, that means he probably played alongside Xavier McKinney at the safety position at some point. So Goody's just putting it all together, man.
Mm-hmm. Knows the calls, knows how X is kind of thinking. And it's just, you see that, who else was it? That new Hobbs before, they was it Evan Williams maybe? New Hobbs from high school or something. He went to school with his brother, so Hobbs had come over to the house. It's like how small the world is, or how tight knit this Packers team is going to be. It's layered. It's unbelievable how much one-on-one time these players have had outside of just being a Green Bay Packer now.
Yeah, for sure. So it goes on to say team fit. Simmons is competing in a linebacker room with Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie, Tyron Hopper, and Christian Welch, with no guaranteed roster spot but high potential impact. One thing that sticks out to me there, no one, and I mean no one, is mentioning Colin Oliver as a stack backer. Yeah. Every article we've seen, everybody says defensive end. So I think we can kind of start to press into that a little bit, although he hasn't been on the field. But it just feels like, I feel like somebody behind the scenes would have let the cat out of the bag if they're going to play a hybrid role. So probably going to see Colin Oliver as strictly a defensive end. And I was excited to see him play a little weak side backer in certain sets, especially that 4-3 look. But personal motivation, Simmons aims to be himself and contribute to the team without trying to prove a point, leveraging his experience and athleticism to earn his role. I think he's going to fit right in here with the Packers. So
yeah, and I think that, to that Oliver point, Clay, let's just give him one spot and kind of learn it. Maybe we can dive into that a little bit later, but that also kind of keeps the opening for Simmons. I like that he still has a shot to, really get some playing time there, not have it, kind of snipped by a younger guy there.
Yeah. And if we look at that's all on the article there. I just want to take a quick little look at and you guys can find that in the Patreon group. Just scan the QR code in the upper right. That's one of the benefits of being in the Patreon group as opposed to just joining as a member here on YouTube, although you're welcome to do whatever you would like to do to support the channel. Look at the defensive side of the ball here. We look at the linebacker room. We're showing Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, obviously, as the starters. Now, they got Edgerrin listed as the Mike. We've been very vocal here that's very interchangeable. Depends on your opponent you're playing that week, what the call is. Do you want Cooper to rush on this play? Do you want Walker to rush on this play? Sometimes that can be predetermined who's going to play the Mike and the Will just on a per-snap basis. You got Isaiah McDuffie, Tyron Hopper behind them. Then Isaiah Simmons, Christian Welch, then Jamin Johnson. Me personally, I feel like Isaiah Simmons is right there in that group with McDuffie and Hopper. Now, with that being said, if you had to cut one of those three, I'm going to start with you, Jacob. I'm going to make you cut one of these three players, okay? Cannot carry all three of them. Which one will be the odd man out? Isaiah McDuffie, who just signed the 2-year extension, right? Although it wasn't a lot of money, but he signed a little mini extension. Tyron Hopper, former third-round pick that we really haven't seen hardly anything of, or Isaiah Simmons. Who would be the odd man out there, man, for you?
It'd have to be between the two Isaiahs. We've seen what we have in McDuffie, and I think that he's a fine substitute. I don't think he's necessarily a flashy starter or anything like that. I don't think he's ever going to be a Pro Bowler, All Pro, whatever the thing is. But he's a stopgap, and I think he's a serviceable player. I think at this point I'd probably. Man, I think I'd have to go with. I'd have to probably let McDuffie go. Just with the idea, if Simmons did have more upside, and I think he probably does, just with the athleticism that he showed, the draft stock that he has, I think we've seen again. I think we've seen what the ceiling is for McDuffie. I don't think we've experienced what the ceiling for Simmons could be.
Gotcha. What about you, Emilio? If you had to pick one of the three to cut, who would it be, man?
Between McDuffie, Simmons, and Hopper, right?
Correct.
Brutal. Because Jordan Love was talking about how McDuffie's, been his locker buddy since they got there together.
Right.
That's man, I would. That's tough. I honestly,
I'm telling you, it sucks.
I think I would say Simmons just because I know that we've seen we've had Hopper and McDuffie in here. We know what's going on. We just kind of brought Simmons in just to give it a shot. Yeah, he's got speed and everything else, but if it hasn't worked out in other places, maybe there's a reason.
Playing safety there.
I know. Emilio? That's what I was just going to keep going. Yeah, but they had him at safety. But right now, if you water gun there, I would probably have to say Simmons just because I don't know any others.
Yeah. Well, I asked you guys that question specifically because we carried 5 last year. All right. So we'll probably keep all 5. I just wanted to know, I wanted to ask it at that angle to kind of get where you guys are in terms of where do you place more value on Isaiah McDuffie, Tyron Hopper, or Isaiah Simmons? The odd man being asked. 2-0 for this. McDuffie. McDuffie is 26, but his hairline is 33. I would say his hairline's 53.
I was good. Yes.
Yep. Hey, but listen, he is a millionaire. We are not.
Right.
He's living his dream. We're talking about him living his dream. So exactly. I think I would rather have a bad hairline living my dream than
eating a turkey leg. Take a peek on that when we peel out of here at the end of the night.
I will say this about McDuffie too. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. It kind of feels like his teammates love him.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's to the Jordan Love point. Is he wanted his locker buddy. It's Jordan, then Isaiah McDuffie, then Malik. But he wanted his locker buddy. You get a little bit. You can talk to a defensive guy. You're not going to see him all day in practice. There's that camaraderie there, and he was right by him, right by their side. He helped carry the tray out. I love that.
Yeah. And this, by the way, he doesn't have to worry about this hairline yet. You know what I'm saying? That's right around the corner, though. That's a rough look right there. That is, don't answer the door, sir. That is the Grim Reaper knocking. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
That's a perfect drop right there, Amelia. Look at you, man. I'll tell you a serious hairline, or another similar hairline, I should say, is right here. Right?
Dang.
Solid, too.
She's hot.
Yeah. As you guys could tell, we got 3 minutes to fill here, so we're trying our damnedest to get this one in.
How dare you?
I kind of feel like his hairline's been manufactured. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll just say. Just saying. Which, by the way, he's been throwing some picks, what I'm hearing. I've seen the chat earlier. What's the update we got on Caleb Williams this camp? And I heard Ben Johnson was chewing everybody out at practice. So
much so that he stopped practice multiple times over the last few days and pulled the ones because he was so upset.
I thought they stopped practice because somebody got lightheaded from the smell of nail polish. Is that not true? Was that not what was going on?
That's probably it. Now that I think
Look at this guy, right? Could you imagine this guy leading your franchise?
Yeah.
Look at this dude. Unbelievable.
Brutal.
All right. Parting thoughts, gentlemen. We have 2 minutes, a minute and a half.
Parting thoughts. Didn't get to talk about the jerseys. They are fresh. The helmets are money. I love that they airbrushed them. I think that's going to be absolutely killer. And let's go. Let's add some more alternates. I remember when we stopped in the Hall of Fame there, Clay, in Lambeau. When we stopped, I looked at all the jerseys. I almost kind of, just eyeballing it, like, where are we going to go next? And what's going to kind of be? And I'm glad that they went all the way back and, kind of add that detail. I think it's going to be a good look.
Yeah, and I got to stop being so negative, but
here we go.
The same knucklehead who thinks he's a football expert on the old X machine over there on Twitter, his response was to post a screenshot of a $1,500 price tag on a helmet, on one of those helmets, like to bash the Packers. That was for the airbrush one. They're going to have a cheaper one that's just decal that you can purchase. I will have one of those in this studio. I will wear one of those live on this show.
Please.
I thought about breaking out the old the old Cousin Eddie one. Remember when I put the leather helmet on last year and y'all said I look like Cousin Eddie from that thing? Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let me get that.
No way.
I personally, I haven't gotten to talk to you about this, Amelia. We covered it last night. I think they're absolutely awesome, like really honestly awesome. And we watched as they did. I don't know if you saw the clip that they put on the Packers social media where they did the unboxing, and it was the most emotion I've ever seen out of Romeo. You know what I mean? Like, he was sincerely, he was like, "Oh, these are nice."
It was unbelievable. I mean, because you nowadays it's gray it out or white it out, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love that we added some age and texture. We're about history here, and I think that going back to where we started, go back to the roots is amazing.
I think I may do a live stream tomorrow, and just a quick one early in the day before the night one we do. And I think I'm going to actually do a quick little, just a 10-minute video, a recap of the 1923 season, which is what those jerseys are from. I think that'd be cool to kind of take you back in history. You know what I'm saying? Look at that right there.
Dude.
My Cousin Eddie out there with the coffee.
Yes.
Hooper's full.
I was going to put it on the screen. Respect Oranges. You serious, Clark?
That thing is money, Clay. I'm putting it on next time I'm up there.
Yeah, I love this thing, man. This is I wear this when I piss Mandy off. It's a little extra, you know what I mean? So that's a birth control hat, a lot like AFAM's mustache. You're not getting anybody pregnant wearing that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. So. What were you gonna say, Jacob? Anything else, man?
Yeah, just real quick. I watched, like I said, a couple interviews before we hopped on here. One of them was with Matthew Golden, and they asked him basically like, "How do you feel? Who can you lean on this team?" And he said that I honestly feel like I can lean on everybody on this team. He says that obviously the wide receiver room, we all have each other's back. He said there's a sense of brotherhood already with this team. He goes, I can even lean on the DBs, which I'm not used to, kind of thing, which was really cool to see. And then with Jordan Reed, why do I keep saying it? Jaden Reed, they asked him like, where are some room for improvement that from last year, and he said everything. He said my catching, my blocking, my yak, the route running, everything, which was just really great to see. He was not mad, he was not angry. It was complete humbleness. It wasn't like coach speak, wasn't interview speak. He said they asked him what are your individual goals, and he goes, I don't have individual goals, I have goals for the team, which was really cool. And they asked Matthew Golden, what are your individual goals? And he says, I got them written down. I'm not going to tell you guys till the end of the season. Like, I love that mentality with both those guys. And then the last thing, which I was really, ever since they had the locker room upgrade, all of a sudden, somebody mentioned it in the comments. Can you guys notice that you can hear the questions? Did they do an upgrade in the locker room with the press corps and everything? Because I can hear the questions being asked. I can hear the questions being answered. There's not a lot of like.
See how much cushion they put in that thing, Jacob?
I'm telling you, hey,
just be wood shells.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They actually put a little bit of foam in there, and it dampened the sound a little bit. The lighting, everything. I love the the showers calming. I mean, you got the sound, you got the sauna, you got were they drinking? Josh Jacobs had peach mango.
Yeah.
You could add caffeine to it.
I'm trying one of those right now.
I need that right now. He said, this would be fire with some ice. Absolutely. I mean, just the little things, man. You're coming into work every day. And when you're working outside, Clay, where you spend the most money on your shoes, right? So that's what it's all about, right? You got to take care of your body.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. It's going to be a good year, dude. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, again, guys, let's see. Bungie says, answer the interview questions with all the right answers. Got it.
That's how he's saying how that explains why they drafted Golden.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Golden is I'm really excited about it. I love what Rich Bisaccia said too. We covered it last night. He went to Golden and said he's calling him Bullet after Bullet Hayes, who played for the Dallas Cowboys. He's the fastest man in the world at the time, Olympic gold medalist, because he wore number 22 as well. So kind of gave him a little homework assignment. Go read up on Bob Bullet Hayes. So really, really cool.
Respect Orange says, anybody remember Fruitopia? I remember that.
Oh yeah,
as cancer in a can, baby. RFK. I gotta get that off the shelves.
No idea what you're talking about, Fruitopia.
Oh, buddy, Jacob, we made it all the way to the end, and you got us canceled at the end. Unbelievable.
Sorry, guys.
All right. That's it, guys. We're out. Thank y'all so much, man. The chat was on fire. Sorry for the little hiccup there at the beginning with StreamYard. We'll try to continue to work around the issues we're having there, but y'all were awesome in the chat. I want to give a special shout out to Josh Martin for the super chat, as well as Clint the Armchair Quarterback gifting those 10 Packer Fan Total Access memberships. And again, if this was your first time tuning into PTA, I don't know how you made it to the end, but we're glad that you did. Feel free to sub to the channel and make sure you hit that bell for notifications. That way you're notified every time we go live, and you can go, okay, I'm staying away from that channel for the moment.
All right.
All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Again, we may get a random stream early in the day, and then we're going to go live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time as well. I want to give a shout out to Trucker John's daughter, who was in the comments yesterday, just thanking us for all the kind words we had to say about her pops. And it was a blessing to get to know John. And I say, let's go win the whole damn thing for him this year. And that would be absolutely awesome. So, all right, everybody, have a great night. Please be safe out there. As we always say here on Friday night live streams, if you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.